Welcome, Shabbat Nikah. More vizahor, vidibor ehad, Ishmianu elham yuchad, Adonai ehad, Ushmo ehad, L'shemo tiferet, Velit hilah. Ya hadodi ya Shabbat B'nei Shabbat Nikabila Nikah Shabbat Leuven Elcha Imike Ha Miguel so say ya Harudi Kakala Ya B'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat Nikabila Torevi Hidorevi Hiva Ore Kumi Ori Uri Uri Shirdaberi Vodadonai Mike Nigla Yai Hadadi Elai Kakala Elai Hadashvat B'nei Shabbat Nikabila. We're going to rise and face the entrance in body or in spirit as we welcome in Shabbat. Erev Balam Come Desimha Uzola Tohemuni Sigula Boi Hala Yai Hardi Yai Kakala Yai B'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat Nikabila Hadodi Yai Kakala Yai B'nei Shabbat B'nei Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. You may be seated. It's good to see a lot of you. Kathy Collins, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Would you like to come up and light our Shabbat candles? Can I put you on the spot? You are always such a wonderful friend. And when you walked in, I went, oh my gosh, it's my friend Kathy. And I wanted to give you an honor to tell you that you're a person that when I interact with, it brings light into my day. And so would you bring some light into all of our Shabbat by lighting our candles? Yes. Great to see you, my friend. Yortzeit? Well, thank you for coming and helping in remembering him and sharing that memory with us. Let's join together. Thank you so much, Kathy. And God acts within every moment, creates the world with each breath, speaks the center of the universe in silence, beyond all thought, mightier than the crash of a thunderstorm, mightier than the roar of the sea. It's God's voice silently speaking in the depths of the listening heart. We are going to turn to page 139 for the Hatzi Kaddish. Come, Amen. Ov Hayeho Yisrael, Agaba Gala, Ov Yisman Karib, Fimeru, Amen. Yehesh me Rabba Mivora, Elam Omeomaya, Yivara. Tala, Merikurisha Barihu. Tushbehata Venehemata Dahami Rabbi Alma. Amen. We are going to turn now to page 144 for our call to worship the Baruch Hu. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. We turn to page 147. Blessed Eternal, whose glory fills the world. Your word brings on the evening twilight. With wisdom you open the gates of dawn. With understanding you change the times. You rotate the seasons, and you arrange the stars that watch over us in the sky according to your will. You create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. You remove day and bring on night. Separate day from night. Ruler of the cosmos, well of life and preservations, watch over us always and forever. Blessed are you who brings on the evening. Shema. Man, we're going to turn now to page 151. Torah mitzvot, ukimu mishpatim, otanu lemahadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, Joveinu uvekumenu, nasiach be'ukeha, v'nismach b'divrei Torateha, uve'mitzvoteha, le'olam va'ed. Heim ha'inu ve'oret yaminu, ve'oret yaminu, ve'hem negeh yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. Shemo. Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Malchuto leolam va'ed. Page 156. Haftaha et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu advarim ha'ei asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivteha aveteha uleteha avaderech ushofbeha ukumeha ukshartam leot al yadeha v'hayu etotafo b'neineha utavtam al mizuzo beiteha uvishareha Aman tizkeruhu asitem ekol mitzvotai Vitem Kirushim Elohim Ani Elohim Asher Hotzeti Adhem Meretz Mitzrayim Liot Lahem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohim Emet. We are going to turn now to page, I believe, 158. And is that right? Nope, I don't know. We'll turn to some page. Here it is, 162. And it's 158 in the other book, 162. And what we have to think about right now, I think, is that we are at a time where I think over the next couple weeks, the Middle East is going to rapidly change for the future. And change can be scary. That is something very scary. And there's a lot of what ifs of what could happen right now. But one of the things that is a potential as well, and this is what we always have to keep in mind, is the potential for good. The potential that change could be beneficial. And for us to be what we have been as a people, which is ever hopeful. And that's exactly what our people were experiencing when they stood on the shores of the sea, leaving Egypt, preparing to go into to try and get their freedom. Some were saying, this might turn out really badly for us. Maybe we'll drown in the sea here. Maybe we will get to the other side and die in the desert. Maybe trying to get to this promised land is a mistake. But ultimately what pushed them forward wasn't those fears or negative thoughts. It was hope and the potential for good. And so as we go into this Shabbat and think about what transitions might happen over the next couple of weeks in our world, or maybe even in our own lives, let's let hope be our motivating factor. We are on page 162 in the blue. Kamoha nedar bakodesh Michamoha bailim Adonai Michamoha nedar bakodesh Nora Fele Mihamoha Bailim Adonai Mihamoha Edar Bakodesh Nora Tehilo Ose Oh, we're in this book. Hey. Here, I'll trade you. Take that one. Good to see you, buddy.
Moses and the children crossed the sea, sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai?
Moha Bailim Adonai Iha Moha Nedarma Esh
Malchutecha
Ova Eha Boteayam Libni Moshe Miriam Anu Amaru Adonai Mo
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
Page 168. As rockets continue to fly in Israel, we hope and pray that some night soon our brothers and sisters over there and in all places of the world will be able to lay down at night in peace and sleep throughout the night and wake up to a better world the next day. Our prayer for God watching over us at night, Ashkivenu, is on page 168.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום. Lift us up, Adonai. You'll spread your wings over us all. Give us peace and keep us safe. Lishalom, lishalom, lishalom. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, lishalom. Ashkivenu
Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, shalom.
Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros
Aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shalom, leshalom, leshalom. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Shalom, Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
We will turn now to Vishamru, which is on Thank you. 171. Shomeru b'nei Yisrael le'ashabat la'aso le'ashabat norotam berit olam ayay beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam kishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'etz uvayom ha'shevi avavayinafah uvayom ha'shevi Shabbat. Page 235 for the Amidah. I'll invite you to rise in body or in spirit. 235.
Adonai, sevatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha.
Adonai,
open up my lips,
that my mouth may declare or pray.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka,
Elohei Rahel, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Ha'el Ha'gadol, Ha'gibor v'Hanora, Elohim, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei Ha'kol, V'zocher Hasdei Yavov Ima'o, U'mei Gula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Mele Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Ata Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ezrat Salah, Ata Gibor Adonai,
Mechaye metim ata rav lehoshia,
Morid Hata, Mehokel Hayim Behesed, Mehaye Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somek Noflim Berofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayehim Emunato, Lishenei Alfar, Mi Amahaba Givuro, Umino Melach, Memi Umahaye, Umatzmiya Yeshua.
V'ne'eman ata lahachayot meitim baruch ata
Adonai, Mehaye Hametim.
42.
Hakadosh Vishim Hakadosh, Vishim Hoyom Yodu Hasela, Baruch Ata Adonai, El Hakadosh. We continue on page 244 through, and you can continue on your own. There's a whole bunch of varieties of the Amidah in this book, even for people who are non-believers, or for we use this book during Pride Month, or for people in the LGBTQ community. Or you can read, so you can pick any of these readings from between 244 and 268, or you can use this as an opportunity for your own prayers and reflections. And when you're finished, you may be seated. we are going to turn our thoughts to those who are in need of healing of the mind, body, and spirit, and those who are in a period of recovery as well. We also want to think of all those over in Israel right now who are injured physically or emotionally over what has transpired over the past really 2 years, but especially the past week. Our prayer for healing, the Misha Berach, can be found on page 468. 468. Or bottom of 468. There we go. Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. This week we think of these members of our community and their loved ones who could use a prayer for healing. Gitalea bat Masha Hana, Myron Yisrael ben Rachel, Baruch ben Sarah, Ikka Fega bat Gittel, Gila Haya bat Mordechai Leib v'Gila Leah, Tova Hava bat Haya Rachel, Tzvi ben Benjamin, Rachel Liba bat Moshe Menachem Mendel v'Gittel, Gittel bat Bela, Aryeh ben Yaakov Mordechai, Yitzhak Meir ben Yehudit v'David Laban, Chaviva bat Sarah, Sarah Bell, Marsha Bronsky, Lois Dobrin, Angela Eno, Martin Goffin, David Goldenberg, Fran Lappin, Tanner Light, Megan Magleby, Penny Spector, Adina Stern, nice to see you, always praying for you. Michael Winston, Judy Wolf, Bella DeLay, Lindsay Perlman, Tamara Kipper, and Michael Ginsberg. And if you have a name to share when I look in your direction, please feel free to do so with us. Thanks, Stacy. Thank you. And if you're watching our live stream, I'll invite you to share a name as well. Cantor. Shabbat Shalom. Well, one of the things that was once, I forget, I should have looked this up, if it was Golda Meir or David Ben Gurion, it was one of the two of them who said this. They said, in Israel, in order to be a realist, you need to believe in miracles. And I think that's true in Judaism. We are people who believe in miracles. Miracles surround us. I often tell the story of one of the great theologians of the 20th century, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who was guest speaking at a church, and he went there and said, "Everyone, I just witnessed a miracle." And everybody's like, "What was it, Rabbi Heschel?" And he said, I just saw the most beautiful sunset." And they're like, "Oh, sunset? Rabbi Heschel, sunsets happen every day, everywhere. Like, it's not a miracle." And he said, "It is a miracle. I saw the sun go lower and lower in the sky, and I saw the sky change colors, and then the temperature changed, and then it got dark, and then stars came out, and I saw the end of a day that will never exist again, and the beginning, the creation of a new day that's never existed before, and I got to witness creation. That is a miracle." And I wasn't scared. Like, imagine if that had never happened before, how freaked out we'd all be if this was constantly how it was, and then one day the sun just dropped and the whole sky turned dark. That'd be terrifying. But we aren't scared because we have faith that sun is going to rise again tomorrow, that there's going to be a new day. In fact, really, that sentiment is what is behind the entire creation of Israel. How unlikely is it that after 2,000 years, a group of people who'd been displaced would go back to their place of origin, be able to look at swamps that were filled with malaria and deserts that grew nothing and say, I bet I can do something with this. And say, well, we all speak different languages. Let's find one language. How about that language that's been dead that we spoke 2,000 years ago? Let's bring that back and all speak that. And maybe in 60, 70 years' time, more Jews will speak that language than any other language in the world. And even, how about we create this state in the middle of a bunch of bigger countries that want to wipe it out? And let's create this state 3 years after our entire people were almost destroyed. Every single bit of that took tenacity, took hope, and was against all odds. But really, like the father of the Zionist movement, Theodore Herzl, said, if you want something badly enough, it is not a dream. And so it's appropriate that Israel's national anthem is Hatikva, the hope, which means the hope, because this whole country was founded on the principle of hope. And what we see in this week's Torah portion is a story about spies. It's a spy story. We all love spy stories. And right now, we are in the midst of a spy story because apparently, from what I've heard, the rumors at least, I won't confirm this obviously, there are approximately 1,000 Mossad agents who have embedded themselves in Iran right now. And this is what has led to everything that's happened. And so we're experiencing this incredible spy story in real time alongside a spy story in the Torah. And what the story in the Torah is that Moses picks 12 spies to go and sends them out. He says, Shalach lecha, like, go forward, send out for yourself. Send yourselves out. That's what Shalach lecha literally means. So these spies go out into the land of Canaan, and they scout it out. And then they come back to Moses. And Moses says, no, tell me, what is your report? And what 10 of these spies say is, oh my gosh, don't go in there. That land, yeah, it's great, but you know what? There are armies bigger than ours and giants there, and we're going to get squashed like bugs. Don't go in there. And 2 of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, say, just a second, hold on. It's a very good land, and we've got God on our side. We can win this. We can go home and establish a homeland. And so Moses hears from these 2 guys who are incredibly optimistic, and these other 10 guys who are pessimistic. He puts it to the people, and who did our ever hopeful people side with? The pessimistic guys. They go, you know what? We're not going in there. Forget that. And God feels incredibly betrayed. Because God's like, what? I told you I was giving you this land. Do you think I would set you up for failure? After everything I've done for you, you don't trust me still? I can't go in there. You won't be able to go in there. And so their punishment, this is when we're told that the people of Israel have to wander the desert for the next 40 years, and that every single person who came out of Egypt, except for Joshua and Caleb, is going to die in the desert. Those two get to enter. Everyone else, including Moses, does not get to enter the land of Israel. And perhaps part of the reason why is because it is important to look at what potholes lie ahead of you. But they were only looking at the ones that were if they entered the land. They weren't looking at what the potholes were if they continued to remain a homeless people, and what calamities could befall them. They were only focusing on the negative of what could be, instead of the positive, and also not looking at the negative of what if I don't. And like I said, this past week has been potentially, has had the opportunity that we're living in right now to be one of a week that ensures the preservation of Israel and the Jewish people, or one that will ultimately lead to the destruction of Israel and this dream. Because ultimately, the state of Israel has about 9 to 10 million people in it. There have been a few wars lately, in case you have not been up with the news. And a lot of resources have been exhausted. Popular opinion is not great for Israel right now, or the Jewish people, for that matter. And Israel said, should we start a fight with a neighbor that is the most powerful adversary in the world to us? And while we have 9 people, it has 90 million people. 9 million people versus 90 million people. 10 times our population. And I think there was a lot of questions of what if we do this and it goes very badly? But then was the question as well of what if we don't do this? What if we don't do this? What could be the consequences? And it's, I've had a few people this week, without providing any personal commentary, who've said, boy, am I glad I'm not the rabbi at Kolami. That seems like a tough job. Check your emails. And for reference. And other folks who've said, and I've had to think to myself, good Lord, I am glad, as much as I criticize the Prime Minister of Israel, which I do constantly, am I glad that I am not the Prime Minister of Israel? In fact, I feel like in every Israeli election, there's 9 million candidates for Prime Minister of Israel. Every single person in Israel seems to want to be Prime Minister of Israel and thinks they would do the best job. Maybe I'm the one Jew in the world who does not want that job. But what we saw Israel do this week, and we can argue and debate if it was the right call or if it was not the right call. That's not what I'm trying to promote right now. Whether it was the right call or not the right call, I can give you an answer to that in a month. Hopefully I can give you an answer in a month. But I can't give you that today. But what I think we need to recognize and what we need to have in this moment, whether you agreed with Israel's decision or you didn't, is a recognition that a decision was made about using hope as the main factor. And for each of us in this moment, what we need to have as a Jewish community is hope. Hope that tomorrow can be better than today. Hope that what this war will result in is freedom for the Iranian people, for women in Iran, for LGBTQ plus people in Iran, for Jews in Iran, and hope that this will potentially prevent there from being a nuclear war one day. And so, it's crazy that, again, we read in the Torah a story about spies this week where our people ultimately did not side with hope. And we find ourselves in the midst of another spy story at this moment. And I want to ask the people of Israel, all of us, to this time, make sure we choose hope with the options presented before us. Shabbat Shalom. I want to give some announcements. First, thank you, Cantor, and thank you, Stefan, for providing us with security this evening. Please join us tomorrow for Shabbat services at 9:30. And if our Shabbat services weren't already fantastic, people said, can you find a way, Rabbi, to make Shabbat services even better than they already are, if that's possible? And we said, I know, I'll throw in a baby naming tomorrow. So we have a baby naming during Shabbat services. And the elder family, that's their names, the elder family, very Utah appropriate name, I feel like. The elder family is going to, in celebration of welcoming their daughter into the covenant of the people of Israel, sponsor a Kiddush luncheon afterwards. So come celebrate with them and enjoy a lunch on them too. Some other upcoming events. The story of Klezmer, a musical presentation and dinner with the Moody Jews of Boise, is this Sunday at what time? 5 p.m. Come check that out. Cheer on our fellow Intermountain West, or whatever they call this region, Jews of our neighbors to the north in Boise, and also enjoy some dinner and klezmer music.
Hot music and cool cucumber soup.
Yum. Fantastic. Our next Rafi event, which is a fellowship we were granted that stands for by a national movement. It stands for Reform Alumni for Israel, but you don't have to be, I know we're a dual affiliated synagogue, but this came out of the Reform movement and we got money for it. So there you go. So we went with the name. Event, which is a program for people aged 21 to 40, will be at Gracie's Bar, 6 p.m., I believe, or on Wednesday. And the theme is Zion to Zion, Bridging Salt Lake and Israel. This is a young adult event. I'm confirming we might actually have some Israeli soldiers who were served in active duty in Gaza talking about their experience, where I might be talking a little bit about, hey, what's going on in Iran right now? How did we get here? Why now? What's up with this? And so come check that out. Next Friday, we start our first of our backyard summer Shabbat services over the summer, and per tradition, I'm hosting the very first one. So come to my house Friday, RSVP in your email, and you'll get the address, or just send me an email and I can tell you where I live. And that'll be at 6:30, and I have some nice trees where you can get some cool shade. And come in, and I make salmon every year. It's fun. Come join us next week at my house. So there won't be any service here on Friday night. We have on July 9th, The Legacy of Anne Frank, with an author of that book, Jillian Wallace Perry. So come check that out. And our summer Shabbaton will be, with some camping, will be the weekend of August 15th. And registration for that is now open. In case you've not seen in your emails and you are a voting member of the congregation, my contract is now open on poll unit. I, by the way, do not be able, voting for that will go through Wednesday, 5 p.m. I do not have access to see how people vote, but I do want to encourage people to vote because, not to toot my own horn, but the rabbi of the congregation is an important part of a congregation. And so whether you think that retaining me or retaining that contract is the right decision or not, please vote and make your voice heard so that we can make sure that our congregation has a rabbi that reflects the needs and best interests of our synagogue.
4 years.
I didn't hear it, so thank you. So, membership renewals have been mailed out. Please respond to receive your High Holiday membership. Please continue to support our holy work. We have a religious school, we have clergy, we have services because people are members of the congregation. Without membership, all that stuff would go away, and we can all agree, I think, that having this in our town is important for the local Jewish community. If you're not a member of the synagogue, come talk to me afterwards, and let's make that happen. And all the other details you can find in your Shabbat announcement. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate your support. We are going to move into the concluding part of our service, page 482 with Elenu. I'd like to invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
שמענו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר
You can be seated. This time, we think of those whom death has recently taken from us, and those who have died in this season in years past, and those who we draw into our hearts with our own as we remember them. If you hear the name of a loved one, you're invited to rise upon hearing their name. In the period of Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning, we remember Walter Reichert, husband of Debbie Reichert. And also we think of all those in Israel who have lost their lives in defense of the state of Israel or as a result of terror in the last 30 days. And this week, we remember these loved ones whose yortzites, whose anniversary of their passing falls in this week's calendar. Barbara Adler, Rebecca Arkin, Sophie Baum, Irving Bernstein, Samuel Bernstein, Annie Brisk, Dr. Stanley Bushkoff. Nice to have you here, Kathy, remembering him. Dr. David Barry Davies, Rose Einhorn, my friend Sheldon Ellman. And Rita, it's nice to have you here, remembering Sheldon. I miss him. Marjorie R. Goodman, David Greenberg, John Harris Appleman, Anita Hecker, Abe Jaffe, Edward Kaiser, Constance Kaplan, Benjamin Kogan, Glenn Langer, Maury Levine, Albert Levy, Saul Mariashin, Francis Melanson, Irving Monsey, Bernice Lily Nichols, Robert Nieves, Ruth Potsdamer, Jacob Pullman, Dr. Harold Rosenberg, Bertha Rosegarden Kurzban, Rex Stark, Emma Stein, Patricia Strahanik, Henry Tuman, Lorraine White, and Adolph White. And if you have a name that you'd like to add, I'd like to invite you to do so as well when I look in your direction. I'm sorry, your dog. Thanks for remembering your dog. They are so important to our families. Sorry for your loss. And if you are watching on our live stream, I'll invite you to share a name as well. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you are in mourning or it's your tradition to do so, I'd like to invite you to rise in body or in spirit. We are on page 492. Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yurtei v'yimlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedechol Beit Yisrael ba'agola uvizman kari v'emru
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivrach Le'olam Omen Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitrumam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei Dekudusha Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'ne'emata Ta'amiram Be'alma V'imru
Amen.
Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'haim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Osei Shalom Bimromav Huya Say Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. May a source of peace and peace to all of us who are mourning comfort the bereaved among us. Again we say Amen. We will conclude. Cantor, do we have a concluding song?
Many.
We have so many. Cantor's Choice.
Cantor's Choice. Let's see what's in this book.
There's a lot of good stuff in this book.
How about we close with, well, let's just go with Adon Olam on page 494.
Sounds good. Adon Olam Asher Malach Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Eit Nasa V'Hetzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Yahare Hilo Lakol Levado Imo Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Ove Vehu Yeh Betifara Vehu Yeh Betifara Hu Eha Ve'en Sheni Ham Shilo Le'anira Believe Reishi Believe Tochli Below Ha'oz Ve'hanisra Below Ha'oz Ve'hanisra Hu Elim Ve'haimoli Ve'tzur Hevli Ve'etzara Ve'hu Nisi Umanosli Menat Kosi Ve'yom Ekra Menat Kosi Ve'yom Ekra Ve'yado Avkid Ruhi Ve'edishan Yahira Elim Ruhi Geviati Adonai Li Ve'lo Yikra Adonai Li Ve'lo Ira. Please rise in body or in spirit for Kiddush.
ויקולו השמיים והארץ וכל טבעם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבת ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי היבו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות צריך.
L'chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא בריאת הארץ.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו ויהבה ורצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה ראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים קיבלנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך ביהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim. We have here a wonderful looking challah made by my buddy Moshe. Let's join together for Motzi.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו
Olam Hamotzi lechem min B'teavon.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.